we go. We're recording. Hey, guys. Oh, I see you guys all popping on. Hey. Welcome, 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 guys. I'm Moni. We're going to get started here in just a few seconds. I see you guys all jumping on. Find the chat box. I think it's on the lower right of your computer screen, because this is an interactive training. If you have any questions or comments, just put them in the chat. Please introduce yourself. Hey. Oh, I see you guys. Jen, Miranda, Sue, Bethany. Hey, Linda, Lindsay, Tuisha, I think I'm saying that right, Samantha. Oh, another Sam too, amazing. Hi, guys. Okay, so let's jump in, okay? I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds here. Yeah, answer the question there if you want to. Where are we going? The jet's picking us up. It's ready. Bali, yes, that's mine too, Jen. That's mine. I'd love to, it's on my bucket list. All right, guys, let's jump in. I see you guys all flooding on here, which is amazing. Find that chat box, interactive training, introduce yourself. But right now I want to officially welcome you. Whoopsies, go back. Officially welcome you to the 3 secrets to losing your over 40 belly balls so we can feel strong and hot. And yes, I said hot because we can still be hot in our 40s without dieting or spending hours at the gym. And I know many of us like to work out. We already work out pretty consistently, but we still have that mindset that we have to work out harder and more to lose that extra fluff. And I'm going to talk about that and debunk that in this webinar. So let me turn off my video. You don't need to see this mug in the upper right corner, and officially welcome you guys. Hey, I still see you flooding on. Get that chat box open. Okay, so we are officially going to get started. I am so excited. Okay, you guys are here because you want the secrets to fix your belly bulge and other flat. So it's super important that you block out distractions. I know how hard that is. You know, turn off the browser, stop searching on Facebook, but just give this time back to yourself. You're here for a reason. You either feel stuck, or you're just not motivated, or you just are not in a place where you want to be, or maybe you're just not meeting your goals for 2019. But it's so rare these days that we can give anything our undivided attention. But again, you're here for a reason, and I want you to focus and understand what we're talking about. Okay, there's a theory behind it. So on that note, I have a special gift for you. I'm basically going to bribe you. Yes, because all the tips and strategies that I'm going to share with you all revolve around really 3 key principles that are really integral in jump-starting your aging metabolism so we can effectively and naturally lose the fluff. Plus, I'm going to share the mother of all secrets that is different from what may have worked before in our 30s. In each of these 3 principles are super important. So I really want you guys to stay to the end. Like I said, I'm going to bribe you with probably my most popular resource, you know, how to keep that metabolism firing even when we're eating out, right? This is, like I said, super popular resource of mine, but it guides you through like enjoying a night out or the convenience of not cooking. Hello, Mom Wim, without sabotaging your goals, right? So if you're stopping at Starbucks for grab and go, or you're out with a friend at a new restaurant, I have you covered. Tell me in the comments if you're sticking around. Yes, 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 I've been dying for this. Yes, I booked the time off. Amazing, amazing. And guys, this is my promise to you here today, right here, right now. Let's be real. I am going to show you the simplest way to fire up your slow metabolism and lose that belly bulge, muffin top, pooch, extra fluff, whatever you want to call it, right here, right now. We are going to start saying goodbye. Does that sound good? Yes. Specifically, you are going to discover why what you've been doing for years to flatten that belly doesn't work. And instead, I'm going to walk you through what does. Imagine being able to skip over all the Googling. Oh my gosh, I was a Googler. Let me know if you're a Googler too. Yes, Sam says Dr. Google. Yeah, the trial and error. Or maybe you tried what your cousin Sue did because heck, she lost 10 pounds doing XXX. But really just focusing your energy and your time, your precious time, and just doing what works. I know when I learned these steps that I'm going to share with you, it changed my life, and it's changed countless of my clients' lives, and I know that it can change your life too. So type yes in the chat if that sounds good. Yes, sounds ready. Miranda says, I am so ready. Awesome. Oh, I see all the chats. So good. Thank you, guys. Okay, so this is how it's going to go down. I'm all about agendas and overview. First, let's share some stories, mine included, the good, the bad, the up and down. I really believe there's power in stories and a few laughs, usually at my expense, because really, if I can just help one of you not have to go through all the BS and the trial and error, the guessing and the frustration, then that's really what it's all about, right? Just being effective and efficient. Then we're going to dive into each of the secrets and why they're so big in getting rid of your belly bulge. Then we're going to close with some actionable recommendations that you can start tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, to turn this around. And listen, guys, this is ultimately about feeling good, being healthy and happy, and eating foods that you actually like, because food is much more than just fuel. It's cultural, it's experiences, it's sharing, it's all these things, it's celebration. Okay, we don't want to take the fun out of life because you're focused on another diet or depriving yourself of something. But before I ever do these trainings, I always want to ask you this. Let me know if any of you guys can relate to any of these, right? Maybe you're tired of all the things, trying to figure out what you're doing wrong. And you're doing all the things that the internet's saying, good old Dr. Google, like I said, right? If you type in losing weight in your 40s, you get like 400,000 articles and blogs coming up. Where do you even start with that? That's so paralyzing. And a lot of times they all have different belief systems, right? Maybe you're committed to the gym and eating healthy and that gave you some initial results, but then all of a sudden nothing, the good old plateau. That's so frustrating. You know, and maybe you know what you eat and how to exercise is so important as we age, except what used to work doesn't anymore. And that's a big WTF right there. And I love this last point because I'm all about keeping it real. Maybe you're pissed off. Yes, good old angry with a hint of sadness because the information out there is overwhelming and there is not a lot targeted to a busy, active woman in their 40s that just doesn't want to settle with how this is supposed to be. Guys, I seriously thought if I saw another 20-something, nothing against them, all power to them because that's where they are at their stage of the game. But if I saw something 20-something with ripped abs showing me how to eat what I should be eating, working out, I was going to be physically sick, right? Asking yourself, who has the answers and the solutions? Let me know if you can relate to any of these. Yes, I see all the answers. Oh, I love the emojis. I didn't know you could do emojis in chat. I see all the high fives. Amazing. Okay, before we go any further, know these two things to be true. And please write these down. Number one, you are not alone. During every workshop, seminar, podcast, interview, or group lecture I've ever given, there's at least one woman that raises her hand and says, Moni, great info, but how do I get rid of this? Which seemed to happen overnight, right? As she points to her midsection. Number two, write this down. It's not your fault. If you're nodding your head in agreement to any of these points I mentioned, I promise you, I'm not a stalker, Facebook stalker watching you. I just know because I've done all those things. I promise you, whatever it is that you're doing, it's not working. It's not your fault. And I'm going to say it again. It's not your fault. It's really hard to know who is right, who is wrong. You know, one day blueberries are good for you. Next day blueberries are bad for you. Everything is so overwhelming. And if you felt like anything like I did back then, I would have done just about anything just to get the results, feel the way I wanted to feel, except nothing seemed to work. And here's the kicker, guys. Here's the big kicker. I've been in the nutrition and fitness industry for over 25 years. I'm actually a former professional athlete. But when I hit 40, it was a different ball game. There was a major shift and I felt it. Because the real problem is that the old way of firing up your slow metabolism and ridding that belly bulge or other fluff doesn't work. The counting the calories, depriving ourselves 6 mini meals a day, burning extra calories, working out, 1 million sit-ups do not work. And when we continue to eat salad upon salad, this is not anti-salad, but maybe we're grazing all day, coupled with pounding it out at the gym over and over again, it actually will make our belly bulge worse. Did you guys know that? And of course, in between, you're just willing yourself, white knuckling it, right, to stick with it all. This is the approach that often leads to rebounding, which leads to gaining the weight all back. I've seen this with many of my clients, and obviously the people that you can classify as the yo-yo dieters. Because here's the reality. In our 40s, we can't just push through because ultimately your hormones and blood sugar will make you hit a wall. It's a different way of thinking and the complete opposite of what we learned before, but it makes sense because now it's based on a human physiology in our 40s. Type yes in the comments if anyone's experiencing this. You're eating clean, you're working out, nothing seems to be changing. Yes, I CrossFit. I always get CrossFitters in here 4 times a week. Eat what I think is healthy, not a pound off. Yes, there's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind that, Nicole. Okay, we're going to talk about it. I know it's frustrating. I totally get it. You know, you're following what the diet book, the internet, or a friend told you to do, and it's not working because it's not getting to the root cause of why your body's holding onto fat. Because fat is protection. Remember that. And why your blood sugars are all out of whack. There is a reason. So the issue, like I said, is really that we've been taught, or maybe self-taught, to do is focus our energy on a diet protocol rather than a healing protocol that's going to get to that root cause I spoke of why your body's holding on to fat, especially in those key areas. Diets have you change everything tomorrow, and our brain cannot handle it. That's scientifically proven, and it will not last. In a healing protocol, it takes a little bit longer, so people automatically think, oh my gosh, I'm not getting the quick results. It might not be working, but it does. You probably maybe went too fast, and you didn't give your mind and your body time to catch up. To unlearn former habits takes repetition and time. It also takes having a plan in place that you can follow and the strategic action support to guide you through it and get you there. And oftentimes this is us, right, guys? You know, you're starting your calendar Sunday night. Maybe you're repeating the oh too familiar mantra, like this is going to be a good week. Excuse me. I'm going to stick with my diet this week. No matter what, I can do this. You know, maybe Monday would be good. Tuesday too. You eat the foods you were supposed to eat. You didn't stray. And then Wednesday or Thursday, something would happen. You would be tired, or the kids would annoy you, or you'd have to work late, or maybe you had friends for dinner and that mantra just went out the window and you broke your diet. I have the little bunny ears going on. And because that diet or that plan was all or nothing and you broke it, what do? We shame ourselves, right? I remember having conversations with myself where I'm like, Moni, you're so brutal. How hard is it to stick to a diet for 1 week? 1 week, what is wrong with you? You know, you're planning out these healthy meals, wishing you were doing something else, or thinking of the million other things that you need to get done that day. And then all of a sudden the goldfish crackers are like screaming your name. Let me know if you guys can relate. Yes, I see the yeses. Amazing. Okay. Before we really dive in here to the secrets, I ask every one of my clients to answer this, and I'm going to extend that to you right here tonight. What do you envision for yourself? You know, you're here for a reason. Right? Maybe you're feeling stuck, but let's move beyond that. What's the goal? What's the vision? And maybe some of you listening haven't even spent time picturing or visioning what you want. Maybe you don't know what's possible for you, for your future, and for your health. And that's totally cool. You know, or maybe you're close to some of the examples here. You know, you can go out and eat your favorite foods without any guilt. Yes, you can, and still lose the fluff. You 100% can. It's not about deprivation. You know, many of my clients say, you know, Moni, it's just about being on vacation with my family, feeling good, wearing what I want, wearing the bathing suit, and not obsessing if there's a sarong around my waist or if someone's going to take a picture of me, right? Or, you know, stop being controlled by what we eat. You know, that's what I was doing. You know, I'd be good all week, and then the weekend would hit, and then bam, I would binge, like cheat day plus, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see your comments coming in, guys. If I don't answer, I'll answer at the end, right? Yeah, 100%. Okay, yeah. Feeling strong and hot. I see that a lot. Yes, we can say hot, 100%. That is totally good, right? It's just that feeling that your body's not plotting against you. Right? You feel like all of a sudden you hit 40 and your body's broken up. And guys, this isn't about being a size 4 or having a 6-pack, but it's more about confidence in our skin, connecting with our body again, feeling good about our body again, right? So before we go any further, I should formally introduce myself. Maybe we've met online or in person somewhere along your journey, but I'm Moni. I'm a certified personal trainer, functional and performance nutrition coach. I am the founder and creator of the 3M system to rev your aging metabolism. So I work specifically with women in their 40s plus, right, even early 50s, to teach them a new way to eat and train so you can reignite their slow metabolism, lose the fluff, gain the energy, tone, gain back confidence. But let's be real, we're doing this without hours of prep, running around town for different ingredients and equipment, and depriving ourselves of life's fun. It has to be sustainable in your life. So that's what I do. I am the coach that teaches you how to lose the fluff and make it sustainable in your life. And I get it. Just a few years ago, I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. Like I said, as soon as I hit 40, it was like, bam, something happened. How could I be doing all the things that worked for me before, pre and post pregnancy? But now I actually felt bigger, slower, and weaker. And listen, I'm not a huge fan of the before and after pictures, especially when they're my own. But like, again, we're being real. This is me 5 years ago now, in my 40s, struggling with a slow metabolism, expanding waistline. I honestly felt like SpongeBob SquarePants, if you guys know who that is. Like I had this layer of 4 inches all around me. You can tell I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, right? SpongeBob SquarePants. But then this was me when I would toggle between dieting and weekend binging. Although I would never use the word binge to describe what I was doing, because obviously that's a very scary word, but it kind of was, right? Like I'd be good all week, then the weekend would hit and I was like, bam, cheat day plus, right? And in my head, I would rationalize it by saying, well, I'll start tomorrow, I'll eat super clean tomorrow, I'll work out harder and burn off the calories tomorrow. But then the day after came and I would just riddle with guilt. Why did I do that? Why couldn't I just stick with it? Now everything's shot in the window. Okay, no, maybe not. You'll start again Monday, right? And I'm being totally honest. I did eat super clean the next day. I did work out harder, but I didn't understand that it was actually the worst thing I could be doing. And ultimately it was just making my blood sugar and hormones go out of whack and my body hold on to fat even more, right? Does anyone else feel like that? Tell me in the comments if you're struggling with the same thing or maybe something similar. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's doing more harm than good. You think you're doing good. You think what we used to work, why isn't it working now? Yes. Okay, amazing. Amazing, Jen. Yes. Okay, I think we all have that Oprah aha moment, right? For me, excuse me, this is my story. Please try not to laugh too hard. But I was at a networking event and I walked in. There's about 200 people in the room. I squeezed in, Spanx and all, into my favorite pencil skirt because when I wore it before, I felt super, confident and hot in it. So I was like, I'm going to wear this again to this event. Squeezed in it, get to the event. I'm by myself. Start, networking, mingling, doing my thing. And then I have a stranger come up, woman, and whisper in my ear, "Hun, your skirt is ripped all the way up the back and your Spanx are hanging out." So no word of a lie. Ripped from you-know-what to you-know-what, all the way to the back. She gave me her scarf, thank goodness, wrapped it around my waist, exit stage left. Super embarrassed, demoralized, horrible experience, right? Then I'm sharing this experience with a girlfriend because, ultimately you can laugh about it, weeks later, hopefully, but I'm sharing it. And then she says, Moni, you're over 40 now and you've had kids later in life. This is just how it's supposed to be. And I was like, what? What? Because deep in my heart, forget the biology and the science geek and everything aside that I am, but deep in my heart, I knew I wanted to feel confident in my own skin again. I wasn't asking to be Cindy Crawford or a bikini model. I was totally grateful for the wonder my body did having kids, but I just wanted to get rid of the jiggle. I wanted to fit into my favorite jeans again without going into battle. And I wanted to connect with my body again because it honestly felt like we'd broken up. I wanted something to work with my lifestyle and my reality that I ultimately didn't have to think about. I didn't want to settle, but I also knew I couldn't handle trying to squeeze myself into another diet or plan. I decided I was going to figure this out, how to get rid of the belly fluff, and it didn't matter how long it took me. So enter in more education, training, research, more research, talking to mentors, talking to colleagues, tweaking. And that's what's led me here to you guys today. And that's why I started my journey. Like I said, here with you, sharing my mythology, the 3 key principles I'm going to share with you that I use with all my clients so that you can skip over the years of trial and error and struggle and just get their aging metabolism back and their waistline back. And that decision led me to figuring out what I've been doing wrong for all those years was almost completely wrong. I'm so grateful I made the decision to invest in myself because honestly, I probably would still be doing, 2 shakes a day or no carbs or no fat or hours on the treadmill or maybe this new class or that new class and not seeing any results. I love this little guy's expression. It says it all. Frustration. I feel that was the biggest emotion that I felt through my journey and through my struggles. Many of us are so used to, if the results aren't immediate, then we question the method. And that's natural because that's what we've learned. why didn't this work long term? Why did I just waste more money? Now I have a pantry full of this product that I didn't even like. I wish someone would just told me without having to spend so much energy and time, again, figuring out, right? That time and energy, we feel we don't have any to spare. And that leads to the frustration. So what I discovered, again, guys, through it all was that it wasn't that we have weak willpower or that we're not strong enough saying no to late night munchies, all these things that we tell ourselves, right? Or the 3 p.m. snack cravings, or that it was normal to track our food or count our macros or carb cycle or think about every single thing that we put in our mouth or do an hour of cardio a day or a million sit-ups. The list can go on and on and on. I can go on and on and on. I discovered all those things were not normal or helpful. In fact, it was the unstable blood sugar, fat controlling hormones. And once I started to address those, everything changed. And I'm going to share how I did all of that with the 3 principles and 3 secrets right here. So play close attention because those 3 secrets are directly relating to the 3 key principles that are integral for lasting fat loss in our 40s. Okay, not just toning and tightening the belly, for lasting fat loss. Because there is a simpler way to fire up your metabolism and get rid of that belly bulge without feeling like you're on another diet or grinding it out and totally depriving yourself, okay, of your favorites. Like mine is wine and pizza on Fridays. Okay. Before we really go in here, I'm just going to share another short story with you. It's important to see examples and real successes because it grounds yourself in knowing that it is possible for you too. So this isn't my client, Jen, busy mom, works all day, taxi driver to her 2 active boys in the afternoons, from this activity to that activity. And in the back of her mind, she knew she really wanted this for herself, but the struggle to be consistent and to find the time to make it happen was real. She says, our weekends are packed and I do not have time to be tied to my kitchen prepping. And some evenings we're not home till 8 p.m., hence the takeout. And if you tell me I have to feed my family zoodles, I may have a revolt. And that's why she's like, no zoodles. If you guys know what zoodles are, it's basically zucchini spiralized and it's a good substitution for spaghetti. I love it. I can see how some families wouldn't love it too, right? But who has time to cook different meals for their family? Hands up if you have time to cook different meals, or maybe hands up if you have been cooking different meals for yourself, your family, and your kids. Yes, look at all you guys, right? But do you really want to do that? I love the kitchen, but it does become tedious. Natalie says, yes, 100% tedious. You have goals and you want to focus your precious time and energy on yourself a little bit. It's not selfish. And it can be done. You can achieve your goals no matter how busy you are. Stick with me and I will show you how. Okay? Tighten me if this is what you'd love to achieve without doing all the things we hate, like being tied to the kitchen. Me, Lindsay. Yes. Yes, Jana. Yes. Okay, awesome, guys. Thank you for all the S's. I'm just going to have a quick sip of water and then we're going to jump right in. All right. Secret number 1, juicy. Why eating clean and healthy is contributing to your growing midsection, why you're more bloated, and why it's harder to lose. Guys, most of us have been through it all, right? Zone diet, fat-free, low-cal, Weight Watchers, mini meals every 2-3 hours, the list goes on. Whether you're paleo, keto, or raw, we've come to an age of wanting to eat super clean, what we think is super clean and healthy, or label how we eat, right? We find this diet to do, then try to explain to ourselves and our family and friends, maybe yet again, why we can't have Aunt May's famous potato salad and ribs. How fun is that? It's not fun at all. So let me dive into this a little bit because I know this is a key area where a lot of women get stuck. I'm eating healthy, but nothing is changing. Here is why. When we eat healthy, which is obviously whole, real good food, 100% awesome. However, we may unknowingly be doing the following things. Insufficient calories, okay? So without getting into biology class, but here's the basic principles. Calories are used in 3 areas of our bodies. It's used for work, so activities and movement. It's used for heat, so any biochemical reactions and processes. It's also used for storage. What we do not use for work and heat, our body keeps and uses for storage. Scientifically, there is a reason mentally or physically your body holds onto fat. It's protection. When you eat super clean, it's very easy not to consume enough calories or you eliminate key macronutrients, which we're going to talk about in a sec. I was not giving myself enough for work and heat, so my body was like, heck, we're not going to have enough here for later, so we better store it up. And it didn't matter how clean I ate or how hard I worked, my body needed that fat and it kept it. Backloading calories. Here's for all my snackers. This is very typical for the people that graze all day. So maybe your day will look like something like this. You know, typically you have a shake for breakfast, a basic salad for lunch, and then by 3 you feel tired and you're wanting to binge on crackers and cheese. But the crackers are gluten-free. You snack while you make dinner. You have an awesome healthy dinner, but at night you feel like just a little extra something while you watch Netflix, and then bam. Instantly you blow it up and then you crash because even though you're eating relatively super healthy, it was not enough stable calories through the day. And the constant eating throws your blood sugar and fat storage hormones in a tizzy. It doesn't matter what you do, guys. If your blood sugar and fat storage hormones are off, you are not going to lose an inch. Missing macronutrients is our next one. Okay, our macronutrients are our proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. You may have heard of those before. It's very easy not to get enough good quality whole food protein, aka not protein bars, and healthy fats in each meal. Okay, proteins and fats are the two things that really decline as meal choices in our diets. Protein, guys, is your gasoline. It's your fuel to your metabolism fire. Healthy fats like coconut oil, avocado oil, spit that out, nuts, seeds, regular avocado, grass-fed butter, wild fatty fish, they help stabilize your blood sugar and balance your hormones. Here's a pro tip for you guys. Your protein, fat, and fiber helps slow down digestion of your carbohydrates, and this will help reduce the spikes of blood sugar after your meals. That's why it's so important to make sure we have that protein and healthy fat in every single meal. I love this quote, okay? When you do the 3 things I mentioned, you are sending a red flag to your metabolism to slow down and conserve energy. Okay, when your metabolism's conserving energy, your thyroid hormones go out of whack, cortisol might go up, your adrenals have another function in there, and everything just slows down as protection, right? Now, you may have heard me mention blood sugar, and you're like, what is blood sugar and why should I care? I'm not diabetic, or maybe you know someone that's diabetic. And again, we're not going to make this biology class, but every woman in their 40s who wants to shed some fluff and rev her metabolism needs to be conscious of her blood sugar and fat storage hormones. Your blood sugar is also known as blood glucose, and that glucose is the simplest form of sugar, and it comes from the food that we eat. That's simple enough, right? Your body creates blood sugar by digesting some foods into sugar that circulates your bloodstream. We use that sugar for energy. Our brains and cells actually prefer it and love it. And the sugar that isn't needed for fuel or our body right away gets stored in our cells for later use. Makes sense, right? So how what you eat affects your blood sugar is this. I love this chart. Your body breaks down everything we eat and absorbs it in these different parts, like I said, which are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. There's also micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals, but we're just going to talk about your macros right now. The speed at which these essential parts enter our bloodstream is so important and depends directly on the type of food we're eating. Okay? So for example, if you have high sugar containing foods and processed carbs like breads, pastas, desserts, crackers, chips, they'll enter our bloodstream super fast, like a rocket. And they cause that blood glucose to rise so sharply, and it's seen here in that red line. Glucose from veggies and proteins or some fruits, they actually enter our bloodstream much slower, and they raise that glucose much more slowly. It never gets too high. And we can thank things like phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals, and fiber, all which slow down that absorptions. So all my snackers out there, you're asking your insulin, which comes in to regulate our blood sugar, to work harder, right? That's insulin is the hormone that takes the sugar out of our cells. So high blood sugar equals high insulin, which causes cortisol, our stress hormone. See how hormones come into play here to raise. And insulin and cortisol are big players when it comes to storing fat. So pro tip, when you're calling on your adrenals to produce more cortisol, your thyroid function lowers. You can't function at a high level at the same time, your thyroid and adrenals. So your thyroid will naturally slow down. That's why stress is super important in your journey and stress management in your journey as well. You can never get rid of stress, but how we manage stress is super important. And I talk to all my clients about this when we start off together. So when we're young and metabolically really healthy, our tissues respond very quickly to that insulin hormone that comes in and regulates our blood sugar, right? So over time, as we age, our bodies repeatedly have to respond with insulin surges and the crash of blood sugar that soon we develop a type of insulin resistance, right? Here are some text messages from clients stating that shift in the metabolism, just that general feeling of good when they work out their blood sugar. And guys, many of them felt a difference with just in a few days, okay? Those days obviously compound. Okay, let's dive into secret number 2. Why massive amounts of cardio and long daily workouts could actually be slowing down your metabolism and contributing to weight gain. So I have to ask you guys, who's working out? Let me know what you're doing and how many times a week. Okay, Jane, I see you're lifting weights. Amazing. Pilates in there. Wendy, awesome. Spin class, CrossFit again. Oh yes, CrossFit 3-4 times a week. Spinning, great. Running, I love to run. Marissa, okay, great. Erin, CrossFit again. Okay, awesome. Okay, 3 to 4 times a week seems to be a pretty best. Okay, so guys, a couple of examples that you gave are cardio related. And my number one exercise mistake, if you want to lose the belly bulge and extra fluff and rev your metabolism, is actually hour-long cardio sections and hitting the pavement day after day. Stay with me because I know some of you are like, what? It is really that cardio mentality and that go big or go home. We have to burn those calories to see any results, that we have to stop that conversation right here. Because in our 40s, it's imperative, guys, that we work out smarter, not harder. Okay, so let me dive in, and I'm going to address my runners out there because I always have runners that are like, oh my God, could I never go for a long run again? I have many clients that are runners. They love to run. They put in lots of kilometers a week. Either they do it for their own sanity, they are training for a life goal, like a half marathon or whatever it may be. But we also balance it with restorative and rest periods and strength and conditioning periods. They're not pounding it out 6 days straight. Because when the ultimate goal is fat loss and revving and metabolism, then the cardio mentality, and trust me, I have been there, it does not work. And we have to balance it again, like I said, with restorative and those strength days to be highly effective. And here's why. So when we jump on any kind of cardio machine, we're working at our heart muscle, which is great. But you can get the same benefits for our cardiovascular system and heart without pounding it out for an hour. Yes, because I see people on here saying, my doctor told me I need to work my heart. Heart disease runs my family. 100%. It's very important to make sure that we take care of our heart. But the longer we pound it out on the treadmill or elliptical or whatever cardio-focused exercise, our cortisol, remember our stress hormone, naturally rises, which triggers a flight response and more stress. And what happens when we're stressed, guys? We hold on to fat as protection. As you can see from the chart here in the beginning, our cortisol increases because we're moving and our heart rate's increasing, right? So our cortisol rises. Then it stabilizes. But then after around 30, 40 minutes, our body's like, we've been doing this for a long time now. What's happening? So we want to harness that cortisol in a great way and not contribute to a stress response and holding on to fat. Excuse me. If cortisol gets too high, we're stressing on our adrenals. We're throwing our hormones out of whack again, especially our thyroid. And secondly, the pounding it out actually does this. It increases our sugar and carb cravings. Did you guys know that? I'm just going to take a quick sip. When our cortisol increases, it actually makes us insulin resistant. There's that insulin word again, the hormone that manages our blood sugar. So we have nothing to help regulate our blood sugar. So it spikes and drops and spikes and drops. And we bottom out. And guess what? We start craving more sugar. And now we're officially on that roller coaster, like in that chart I showed you earlier. So what if I told you that we can actually rev an aging metabolism to be a highly effective fat burning machine? Doesn't that sound amazing? And we can do this even at rest, even in our sleep. It almost sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's science, and it is true. When we develop lean muscle mass through incorporating resistance training, sorry, I thought I had changed size. But when we incorporate this into our exercise routines, we're basically making our bodies these burning machines for hours, even days afterwards. This is because when we work out, we're basically tearing our muscles, we're putting them under resistance, we're actually tearing small muscle fibers apart and asking them to regrow into stronger, leaner muscle, which takes up less space. Yay. This repair and build takes energy. It takes a lot of energy, actually, and support, which our metabolism provides. So we have to be careful with the duration of our workouts, but it does not mean you don't want to lose intensity. We want to go hard. We just have to look at the duration of what we're doing. And our goals, make sure that we're incorporating rest and restorative and strength exercises. Intensity, guys, my intensity is going to be different from your intensity. I always say gauge your 8 out of 10. Always go for your 8 out of 10, okay? You don't necessarily have to follow what the person on the screen doing or the class is doing. You be the judge of your 8 out of 10. So you may be saying, okay, Moni, this is great, but what do we do? I still want to shed the fat in the tummy area and I want to tone, especially my belly. So what do you recommend? So here's a pro tip for you. When you're working on your core, I like to work clients up from top to bottom because when we're doing any kind of ab or core work, it's very easy to engage other major muscle groups like our quads and our glutes, right? Our thighs and our bum, especially in our lower abs, which may be very weak and we have little mind-body connection. Guys, there is no better feeling when you feel soreness in your lower abs. No better feeling because you develop that mind-body connection again. You're like, oh yeah, I remember what those muscles feel like. Right? So to do that, you need to start from the top down. Exhaust the major muscle groups first so you can really engage the belly area. Ditch the sit-ups, okay? Start doing compound multi-joint movements that will target all key muscle groups, areas of your core, which includes your abs and your back. Sit-ups are very easy to do wrong and actually very easy to create an outward protruding belly with because it's hard to get your breathing right with full sit-ups. Okay, especially at the stage of the game where our abs and our core may be a little bit weaker. Right, this is my client, Nicole. She is a great example of the mental shift many of us have to take when it comes to working out. So Nicole is a 40-year-old mom, 4 kids. She's also a former NCAA athlete in rowing. She was also a coach, so she knows what it means to nourish your body for performance and getting the best out of your physical and mental state. She has this go-get-em, super positive attitude, always has this beautiful smile on her face. And when she worked out, guys, she worked out hard, almost close to 6 days a week, sometimes with a baby in tow. She was committed and consistent, but something was amiss. Something was not clicking between cooking. She's a fabulous cook, healthy meals at home, and working out hard. She felt strong, she said, but her goals of leaning down and slimming the midsection were not happening, not as much as she'd hoped anyway, for the work and the effort that she was putting in, right? So after Nicole and I systematically went through each of the 3 phases of the 3M system, and we tweaked some meals, we upped her protein, upped her water, scaled her workouts, reprogrammed her mind to take a new approach, ultimately leading to a huge increase and a well-being and a trimmer waistline. She learned why when we build muscle under fat, we actually get that boxy square feeling. And that's when bloating happens. And the biggest thing was really, like I said, reprogramming her mind to have those rest and restorative days. I will never forget when I told her we're scaling her workouts from 6 days a week to 4. And she just looked at me like I had 3 heads. But her body needed the rest and it just naturally released the fat. We worked out smarter, not harder. Okay, guys, so you guys want to know what holds it all together, the glue, so that you can actually live life and enjoy it. Because what is life without Friday night pizza and wine? Sorry, it's true in my books anyways. If it was easy as food and exercise, honestly, we could all be walking around in our dream body. I could tell you guys exactly what to eat and I could work you out every single day. Because there's a lot that goes on between the ears. We'll always have a time where we'll head into some kind of resistance with ourselves or others. And we must have this glue, like I'd say, to get through. So secret number 3, we are going to dive in how we do this while still enjoying life, basically. And first and foremost, let's dissolve the myth of willpower, because many of us have done this. You white knuckle it through the week. You just have to keep strong in order to see your results. You're telling yourself you're not going to do something, willing yourself and ultimately failing is also not your fault. It's not. This was a huge one for me and many of my clients, because you're not only feeling guilty or you think you can't do it, you feel that you're not strong enough. So then you just give up, right? You just give up. So how many times have you guys wanted to lose weight, right? You get on a plan, you clean up your nutrition, only to find yourself into your old habits within a month. Then the guilt and the shame kicks in. You're like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? A couple months later, maybe you'll find your motivation again, and then bam, you're right back in it, right? You start the exact same cycle. Sound familiar? What if I told you this cycle has nothing to do with your willpower towards nutrition and everything to do with how your mind's programmed? Here's the thing, guys. Willpower is a BS. It does not work long-term. And that is actually science proven. So why can't we rely on willpower? Here's the real reason. We can blame something called decision fatigue. Our willpower is actually at not the same constant level all day waiting for us to use it. It actually gets weaker with every decision that we make. This is why, maybe after you can relate to this example, you're resisting chocolate all day and you can't help but have one after dessert after dinner, right? And then you question, oh my gosh, I went all day without having a sweet or a piece of chocolate. I was doing so great. Why did I cave after dinner? And there's research backing this. Roy Bromster is a prominent psychologist, and he's actually researched the phenomenon of decision fatigue, the idea in which our willpower actually decreases with every decision that we make. It leads to sort of like brain fatigue, low mental energy. So it's really hard to make good decisions on things that matter, like our health goals. And guys, this research has actually inspired some of the most visionary people of our time. This is why Steve Jobs, this is my ode to Apple computers slide. This is why he wore the same outfit every day. He wore that black turtleneck, blue jeans, and white sneakers. By conserving his mental energy and taking away smaller decisions, it enabled him to focus his energy on big ones, like the ones that matter. He wasn't poor in fashion. He wasn't lazy. It was actually a conscious choice on his part. So eating clean all day and then showing up at the party and telling yourself no is not going to work. Or saying, I'll just have a cheat day and then work extra hard tomorrow, burn off those calories, also doesn't work. I explained why before. And right, it's doing more harm to good. I just read an article from the research from Harvard Business School that shows that when we make decisions for our future selves, we actually make better decisions. It makes sense. So this is my challenge to you right here, right now. The night before, plan out as many decisions as you can. Please don't make this another to-do list. Just make it a quick, simple action, because this will reduce your decision fatigue for the next day and take advantage of your thoughtful planning for your future self. So maybe it's like plan your outfit, put out your outfit. What breakfast are you going to have? What time are you going to hit the grocery store? What are you going to buy at the grocery store? What are you going to do if a sugar craving hits at 3 p.m.? Okay. So what do we do about social events and the foods that we love? Okay. So I'm going to get you to plan, not a to-do list. Just think about your future self tomorrow. And then let's talk about social events and the foods that we love. First off, we need to get out of the mindset and not treat how we eat like a diet that's super restrictive. We can achieve our goals. I'm going to say this again. We can achieve our goals while still enjoying the foods that we love. Hamburger, fries, pizza, whatever it may be. Okay. If you know that you have an event or get together coming up, then take strategic action like we talked about. Think about it ahead of time. Does not mean planning not to eat all day the day before, saving room or working out like a crazy woman afterwards. We talked about that already. But this is what I have my clients do. At the event, have a plate of salad or raw veggies first. They're hard to digest and they have amazing fiber and it's going to fill you up. If you partake in alcohol, make sure you have a big glass of water in between. I often put it in the same glass. I love my wine, but I'll put water in the same glass and just sip on it, right? Next, this is a huge one. Enjoy. Savor your time with family and friends and know this. It takes time for your body to hold on to fat. You're not going to kill your metabolism in one night. That French fry is not putting on 5 pounds on your hips, even though it may feel that way. You may feel bloated, but you're not storing fat. It's when we do it night after night after night. Hello, summer. It's when it's compounded and contribute to fat storage and internal inflammation. So yes, you can have your pizza and wine and still get rid of the belly bulge as long as we take that strategic action. And a big part of that strategic action in enjoying pizza, wine Fridays, vacations, holiday parties is having a wingman. So who's your wingman, guys? I don't have one. I don't have one. That was quick. That was quick typing. Having a plan or support that will guide you through something that you have to fall back on, something that's going to teach you the steps to succeed. Okay, a plan is just a plan, you can follow it, but someone that's going to teach you how to adapt that to your life. So for example, in the 3M system, we have a plan for busy women that honestly cannot fit something else on their plate, but they have goals. The 3M system is their wingman. I am their coach, guiding them through, teaching them the principles to make them successful, how it pertains to their life. Listen, I've been in the health and wellness space for over 35 years. I am still accountable to many people that I have in my sort of wellness circle: osteopath, mentors, teachers, massage therapists, acupuncturists, people that I go to when I need that accountability and that support. Many of us may be sitting back and waiting for that perfect time to take action. It's kind of like having kids. There's never a perfect time, right? Maybe we're scared to try again because we committed to something and failed before. Totally fair, totally get it. Maybe we don't know where to start because our life is so busy. We're like, how can we just squeeze this time in for ourselves? Maybe we're not used to putting ourselves first. And the guilt that comes with that, you're so used to energy out, energy out. We're not used to putting it back on for ourselves. You know what? We all would want to do it on our own. But guys, I'm telling you right here, right now, if you want results, consistent results, there is an accountability and support that needs to be there. So we need to switch things up. We need to, have that huge caveat, right? That whatever you choose, that system or support, it has to ebb and flow in the realities that's your life. Can you do a diet or system on vacation and not be depriving yourself? That's a huge question. If you try and struggle to hold yourself to something, it'll work for a bit, but ultimately you will fall off because it's not ebbing and flowing in your life. That's a big one. And a great example of that is my client, Karen. She had goals. She had bad energy swings, moodiness, bloating, and she was adamant. She's like, I do not want another diet. That's something that I will just lose weight, after a few weeks and then rebound into something shortly after. She wanted a plan that could follow and not rely on willpower and another start again. And this is the best part, that when we started, she's like, oh, but wait, Moni, Friday I have dinner with old law school friends. And then Saturday I have 2 birthday parties. One is which for my kid. Maybe we should start Monday. I was like, no, we're not starting Monday. We're going to put a plan in place and see how this is going to work for you. And that's what we did. And she didn't feel deprived afterwards. She still felt amazing. And this is Angela, another one of my clients. She was getting up early and carved out time for herself to work out in the mornings. She built herself up to actually 20 to 30 minutes a day on the elliptical machine 5 days a week. Amazing and a huge feat, right? But I knew that either 1, she was going to get bored, or 2, it could be adding more stress to her body. Noting that a high metabolism equals less stress and enough food and nutrition to support ourselves. She was super worried about adding in strength and conditioning and high intensity interval training because she had poor experiences in the past and she didn't want to bulk up like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? She just didn't want to feel big. So what we did is that we switched things up slowly. It's progressive, right? We did things that she really liked to enjoy. And here's the big one. She was a shift worker. So her trying to follow a typical plan or system was not going to work. She was an ER nurse working nights and shift work. So it has to be adaptable into your life. Okay, so let's do a quick review of what we just went over. Review your notes, what you just learned so far here today. Okay, you guys ready? Got your pens and your paper? I'll spit it out clearly, I promise. Yeah, I see jokes. Okay, secret number 1. Why eating clean and healthy is contributing to your growing midsection. And we talked about how eating clean often leads to not eating enough, right? Backloading your calories and what that does to our system. And when we were young and metabolically very healthy, our tissues responded very quickly to insulin, right? It doesn't matter what you do, how clean you eat, if your blood sugar and fat storage hormones are off, you are not going to lose an inch. And secret number 2, right? Talk about working out. Now we understand the longer we pound it out on that treadmill or elliptical or whatever typical cardio machine, we're actually triggering our cortisol to rise, which triggers a flight response and stress. And what happens when we're stressed? We hold on to fat as protection. We want to harness that cortisol in a great way and not have it contribute to a stress response, right? We're saying bye-bye to those back-breaking sit-ups and starting incorporating compound movements to tone and strengthen our core. Guys, this is the balance of blood sugar and nutrition and hormones. That helps rid that fat over top of your tummy and the core to give a more svelte baseline. I like that word, svelte. Okay, secret number 3, we discussed about how to get rid of the belly bulge and still enjoy life, just life. Super powerful because there we're saying bye-bye to S, willpower. We're saying stop right now to beating ourselves up on our successes and failures that you may have experienced in the past. It stops here because now you know where to put your true energy and where your true power lies. It is 100% possible for you, okay? And it lies with planning ahead, taking strategic action, and having that wingman, that plan of support. All right? So let me ask you, okay? Let me ask you guys. Right? Why did you show up here today? Okay, what were the things that you jotted down at the beginning? You know, maybe you related to one of the things that I talked about here, right? Makes sense, right? You just want to trim your waistline, trim your waist. I see trim your waistline coming. Yeah, 100%, right? And at the beginning of this, I made a big promise to you. I promised I was going to show you the simplest way to fire up your slow metabolism and lose that belly bulge, the puff, the muffin top tire, whatever you want to call it. Say bye-bye right here, please. Because here's the thing I want you to remember. Everything I've shared to you isn't some random theory or some idea that I think might work for you. Everything I walked you through works. It's worked for me. It's worked for hundreds of my clients. And I wanted to, who all started from similar spots, right? Than you are right now. I'm not special. They're not special. We have busy lives, families, carpool. And if they can do it, I am so confident that you can too. You already know that you can achieve it as long as you have that accountability, that plan to follow. You're almost halfway there, right? You're almost halfway there. And it's science. But really now you have two choices. And I'm going to challenge you guys on this. You know, you can continue doing what you're doing. Maybe it's trying the latest and greatest. Maybe it's pounding it away and hope that it works, even though it's never has before. Maybe it's doing nothing. And what happens then? We talk 6 months from now, if you've done nothing, okay? Or you can choose a simpler path. Doesn't mean it's not easy, right? But it's just simpler. And we use a system that counts the proven method and accountability so you can get your goal. The choice is really yours. Now, throughout the webinar, you heard me mention the 3M system, which I founded and created, specific for women in their 40s. And you learned really the foundation through the 3 phases and the 3 secrets here today. Now, would it be okay if I took a couple of minutes to share how I can best help you? Because, guys, these trainings are great. You've spent the time, you're here. I'm so proud of you. But we need to take action. There has to be action. Type yes in the comments. I see the yeses. Amazing. Oh my gosh, okay, perfect. Because my job is to give you the right information. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you, guys. My job is to give you the right information so you can achieve a firing metabolism without the struggle. So let me do that. Let me share what I think that might look like. Then I'm going to give you the free gift that I mentioned at the beginning of the training. And then we're going to move into some Q&A and I'll answer all your questions. Okay? Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Thanks. So guys, reality here. 1 hour with me is not enough to make a lasting transformation, right? I think we all know that. It's a great start. So I was thinking, how can I take more of an active role to make sure that you succeed, to make sure that you take action as it pertains to you? Because again, your life is different from mine, it's different from neighbors. So I'm super honored to be sharing this with you because I think it really, and honestly, is the best way I can help you is by personally supporting each of you. So what I've done is set aside time over the next 2 to 5 days to speak with you personally how I can support you by applying what we talked about today so you can get rid of the over 40 fluff within like 12 weeks or so and how it pertains to your life, right? So I do that with what I call the belly busting breakthrough call, the BBB. It's a mouthful. And the best part of this 45-minute call together is that you actually gain confidence because you're able to see how there is a system that works for you in your life. And that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. And while I'm certainly not the only one in the health and wellness industry, there's lots of other people doing this, which is great. But I am best working with women over 40 who are super busy, who want to jumpstart their slow metabolism and get rid of that fluff without focusing their energy on another diet and putting in extra hours in the kitchen or restrictive meal plans, any of that. I transform my own life. I've transformed countless of clients' lives. So here's what I'm going to do next. When I put in the link for the bonus, I am going to give you a link so you can actually schedule a call with me one-on-one. Okay, this is grassroots. you and me jumping on the phone. I call from my computer, so it might be an unknown number, but just grab my calendar, find a day that works, a time that works. And if there isn't anything that works, just send me an email and let me know. It's Moni, MONI, at Monica Tuphome. First name, the name is spelled out there on the top left, .com. And we will find something that works for you. It's super, super easy peasy, okay? But now that you've seen how to schedule your BBB, I want to cover a couple of specifics, okay? Because on that call, we are going to talk about and really get clear on how you can do a transformation. This is not a coaching call. I'm going to preface this by saying this because I could give you a laundry list of things to do, but that's almost reckless without knowing your health history, your activity level, all the things that we need to know. And we can't do that in just 45 minutes, right? But what we can do is get clarity on what's holding you back. What roadblocks are you keep seeing over and over again? What is your goal? Why do you want it? What challenges are you seeing? Okay. And by the time the call is over, you will leave with some strategies for sure that will help propel your success, but you also leave with clarity, which is super big. And yes, 100% free. I get asked all the time, is this free? You just told me how you're going to help me. It seems kind of weird. 100% free because it is a core value in my business where I offer value first. I start off by helping you with master classes and web classes like this, with lots of content and email and social media, and now with the call. And I love these calls. I love diving into it with you. And I know that I can help you overcome some of the barriers that have been stopping you from achieving your results, right? Because you can achieve your results in your 40. You can have your goals. Second, I know that there are many of you listening that want a more personalized support and accountability. And if you're someone who knows in order for you to succeed that you need that, then this call is for you. Okay? It's not about the plan. It's about the coaching you through the plan. So you learn the skills that are going to make you succeed with this for a lifetime in this stage and beyond. Okay. So again, this call is for you. If you're ready to stop doing all the things that don't work, you know that the road to success isn't straight. It's but windy, but you're committed, you're coachable. Okay. You're tired. You're just tired and stuck of doing all the things and wasting more money and only getting short-term results, okay? There is a catch, and I will say this, guys, please, 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 please don't do this if you're not committed and if you do want the quick fix, okay? Or you're not patient yourself, or you're not committed, or just please leave the spots open because I only have limited spots. I only take on 5 one-to-one clients a month, about 5 group clients a month. So it's very limited. So please save them for people that really, really are stuck and are really ready to get clarity and move in support and moving on to the next step. Okay. Being coachable is huge. Oh, I love it. I love it. Just getting to the root cause and just hearing how you're feeling. Okay. So go ahead and schedule a call. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. Go in and schedule that call. And perfect. There it goes. And easy peasy, we'll chat. Okay. In that link that I just gave you, you will get your metabolism boosting eating out guide. So you're not sabotaging your metabolism when you're eating out, right? That's in that link too. Okay. Any problems, it should be an instant download for you and instant click to get the calendar link. Any problems, let me know. Again, Moni at monicatuphome.com. That is my personal email. And it's not a support email, it's me. And I will send you it right away. I'm so excited to talk to you. Honestly, if you are ready, let's do this. Let's get clarity. Let's figure this out. All right. Okay. So let's jump into some Q&A. Here's some questions I see often, and then I'll do a couple questions that I saw in the chat. Okay. Number one, if you don't see a time that works in the calendar invite, again, email me. We'll figure something out. Okay. It is in Eastern Standard Time, and I do call through my computer. I call right exactly on the dot. Okay. So make sure you have that scheduled in. Number two, is there a catch? No, there is no catch. It's you and me on the phone. Roadblocks, goals. If we both think both of us think that you are a good fit for the 3M system, either one-to-one coaching or in the group, which is just 5 women per month, then we can talk about what that looks like. Okay. But I have very strict, it has to be right fit. And it has to be right fit for you. It has to be the right bandwidth for you. It has to be right fit financially. It has to be all those things. So nothing wrong with that, but I'm always there for you. But we have to figure out it's the right fit. And we can talk about it then, because I see some questions about the 3M systems. Guys, it's the 3M system. It is 3 months, and I do a 4th month follow-up. Okay. I don't want to get into the nuances of the 3M system or the plan, because there's a lot of one-to-one. Like the one-to-one, we talk every couple weeks. There's weekly group Q&A that's open for everybody. But all those little features we can talk about in the call if it's a fit. Okay, let's just talk about it's a fit first to get you to your goals. It would be amazing if it is, but it has to be a fit. All right, that's a big one. Okay, I get this all the time. I think it's a fit for me. Okay, let's get on the call for sure. That's amazing, Jen. I love it. I love the go get 'em. I love the go get 'em. Okay, we do nutrition, fitness, and mindset. 3 different phases that we talked about. We do go through exactly those, make a system that works in your life so you can lose the fat and gain the results. Okay, I'm keto. Is that okay? Yes, 100%. Okay, we got to remember keto, intermittent fasting, paleo, those are all different tools that we use to lose weight, right? They're not necessarily a method. So I have clients that are keto. I have clients that are intermittent fasting because it works for their lifestyle. Sustainably, it works. It's not just a 3-month thing and they can't sustain it, because that wreaks havoc on our hormones. So the keto works for them. Intermittent fasting works for them. Whatever it may be, works for them. So it's totally cool. I'm perimenopausal. Is that okay? 100%. Any hormonal shifts or any hormonal regulations, even you're going through menopause, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, anything like that, PCOS people I've worked with, there's foundation nutritional principles that we can definitely work with in the over 40 physiology to help you with your acute systems and allow your body to naturally live the fat. I'm 50. Is that okay? 100% too. Different life stage, but that's all right. I talk about busy women over 40. If you're in your 50s, it definitely will work. Okay, so let me jump in here quickly. If you guys have to jump off, no problem. It was awesome. I'm so excited. I booked my call. Amazing, Sam. I'm not sure what Sam. There's like 3 Sams, I think, on. Okay, amazing. I booked my call too. Great. Tara, okay, great, guys. So I may have to open up a few more spots, but that's all right. Jump in, book a call. I'm excited to talk to you guys. Okay, let me answer some of the questions that were in the chat. I'll take 2 or 3 and then we'll move on. Okay. How many times a week do you recommend that we work out? Okay. Big question, Natalie, and I get this a lot, okay? And it depends on your health history. It depends on your current activity level. It depends on so many things, how busy you are. There's no right or wrong. The biggest thing is making sure we have rest periods in between and the types of workouts that we're doing. A lot of people are, and I know the depend answer is a little lame, but a lot of people are amazed when they hear when I work out 3 to 4 times a week. Okay. And I make sure I always do things that I enjoy somewhat in there, right? Like I'm a former professional volleyball player. So I like to play beach volleyball with the girls, all the old timers. We put up a net and we play with the ball for a while. Super love. So it totally depends. I booked a call and we can talk about it. Perfect. We'll book a call and we can talk about it a little bit more. You really resonated with me about the rest periods. I've been working out 5 to 6 days a week and feel like I eat super clean, but not seeing results. Is there anything else I could be looking at? Great question. Junie, I think your name, Junie. Great question, Junie. Sleep, water, stress. Those are, I call it SWS. Those are the 3 big key areas that we constantly have to be looking at in our busy lives, because 40s is a gong show. Let's be realistic. There's so much going on in our lives right now at the stage of the game that we really have to check in and see if our sleep, our water, and our stress. Okay. You're working out a lot. Is there a reason for that? I'm training for a competition. So you are training for a competition. So we really have to make sure that you're nourishing your body to recuperate as fast as you can. Because you are over 40, you're not going to heal as fast as you can in your 30s. And And sleep and stress in there too, because you're naturally putting more stress on your body because you're working out so much. Great, that makes sense. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to take one more here. Scrolling. Supplements. Do you recommend any supplements to be taking in our 40s? Woo! Big conversation. Actually, we actually cover in the 3M system, there's 1 week that we actually talk about supplementation in our 40s. Do I believe in supplementation? 100% as a nutritional insurance. It doesn't mean go have a Big Mac and pop a multivitamin and everything's going to be okay by any means. But there are key supplements in our 40s that I recommend for women. It doesn't make or break your weight loss journey, but it definitely will help. Okay. Magnesium, multivitamin foundation, number 1, quality, magnesium, vitamin D, and fish oil are probably my top 3. And I'd add in a probiotic in there if you can. Okay. Macronutrients is also a good one depending on your journey, but we can also, I booked a call so we talk. Perfect. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump because we're just pushing the hour here. If I missed your question again, I will go back right now with the moderator and we'll go through it. We'll answer it for you. If you need anything from me, just give me an email. And I'm super excited to chat with you. Super excited. Let's do this. Super, super pumped. All right. So with that said, I am going to say good night, good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for coming. I love this. Thanks. Oh my gosh, I got thumbs up too. Thanks, guys. Much love. Have a great night.